How you doing,
Barry,
Derek?
that's not acceptable on Saturday. If anybody thinks that team is going to win the championship, they're keeping themselves on. I was absolutely dreadful on Saturday. And it's sticking the same failures who's let Rangers down continuously. The left back, once again, caught out at the goal. That diagonal ball out for a throw in. Connor Dawson, James Tavernier, John Lundstrom, every single one of them should be shipped out of the club. Absolutely dreadful at defending. And I don't understand why he didn't play Cadwell from the start. But no, I didn't think they looked at togetherness in the team, which was a worrying thing.
Barry?
Yeah, there was a couple of surprising selections that I thought would have started the game. I thought Ryan Jack would have come in and played beside Raskin to free him up a bit more, because Ryan Jack likes being that anchor in midfield, and obviously Cantwell, because Cantwell was a big player, no doubt. He was one of the bright sparks last season, so it was interesting to see that he left him out. I heard his press conference after it. The reason why he done that was to obviously bring him on in the last 20-25 minutes when the game would open up a wee bit, but unfortunately it didn't happen. Listen, I get the frustration. I'm frustrated like every other Rangers fan. I thought it was a real bad goal to lose. A lot of people going about John Souttar, but it's the first part. Sima has got to win that header when the long throw comes in. He's pushed off the ball too lightly, and then obviously gets caught in between John Souttar's foot, and Kilmarnock scored the goal. But for albeit that Rangers weren't great, you've got to give Kilmarnock credit as well. I mean, everything's about Rangers not playing well, and I totally get that, but I thought Derek set his team up brilliantly. I thought they defended their 18-yard box unbelievably well, but with the quality that Rangers have got in that team, they have to find a way. And when you get one or two chances like they did towards the end of the first half, they've got to make sure they put the ones away.
And Todd Cantwell not starting, were you surprised?
Yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised, because as I said, he's certainly a player that's impressed me since he's come up the road for Norwich. And I thought the first month it took him a bit of time to get up to speed, but I thought the last couple of months he was certainly one of Rangers' bright spots towards the end of the season.
Mark, stinging criticism there from Derek. Derek, come back in a second. Mark, what do you feel about Rangers? I know there's 37 games to go. Some of the columns today, I know Bill Leckie's did a real, not a goal, but he is saying that this is a worrying start for Rangers, and they'll have to get it right over the next, up until including the Celtic game.
Yeah, I mean, it must be a concern because there's been a couple of games during pre-season as well where there's been a few red flags. You know, on Saturday point, you can accept going away from home to a venue like Rugby Park, which is going to be difficult, particularly with the surface, and the Kilmarnock goalkeeper's had the game of his life, and you've just been unlucky, you've hit the woodwork, or you've got a refereeing decision goes against you, you're down to 10 men, you need to scrap for a draw. That wasn't there for Rangers. Kilmarnock goalkeeper hardly had a thing to do, wasn't good enough. And it strikes me, just going in this first competitive game, that perhaps Michael Beale has had too many options middle to front to look at and to work with, and he's not been able to find time to actually find the best out of them and then go and work with what he feels. So I think he's been maybe had to spread himself too thinly with all the options, and hardly any of them impressed, let's be honest. And by the way, I can't work out what Rangers were trying to do.
What was the game plan?
Yeah, what, and they're seriously lacking width. And another thing as well, now maybe they're having to sell him because it's the only concrete bid that they've got in terms of assured finances coming in. Could need to balance the books, but 15 millions get out, and fair play to them for that. But Sakala, why are you letting Fashion Sakala go?
3.8 million.
Yeah, it's good money, Paul, but it's not blow your mind away money. So letting Sakala go for me is a problem, because he's a kind of guy, if he was on the bench on Saturday, put it this way, he'd be a better option than Roof to bring on for that kind of game, the way Kilmarnock played.
Barry, do you agree on that? Sorry about Sakala.
Yeah, I would have kept him. I'm not saying he's going to be a starting 11 player, Paul, but I tell you what, for coming off the bench as an impact player with 15, 20, 25 minutes to go, when defenders start to tire, the one thing Sakala's got is genuine pace, and defenders hate that. Me looking at Rangers, watching the game on Saturday, I found quite a lot of the forward players all pretty similar, all nice, technically good on the ball, nice touches, but sometimes you need a bit of difference, somebody who's going to break the lines, run in behind defenders. So that's, I agree with Mark, maybe he's not had enough time in pre-season to gel them together, but you don't get a lot of time, Paul. That is a problem up here in Scotland, because the Rangers fans, like Derek just now, they've got every right to be a bit worried because of the performance and the result on Saturday.